$100,000, not cedis, dollars. And also with the promises that, if you keep quiet, we will give you a house at Trazaco with swimming pool. You know what? We will give you 4-wheel drive. These people were lucky. I did not have big dogs in my house. Else I would have released the dogs to bite them for the whole world to ask, Papa Moderator, my boy one again. Papa Moderator, I then I would tell me dinner. Now you release the dog. Then I will tell them, ask what they came to do. You know what? They have tried all means to muzzle me. They couldn't, and I tell you they can't. And you know what? I will speak today, I will speak tomorrow. You know the tax I pay, Osofo. Sometimes when this thing come and I see the tax that I've paid, but at the same time I said, praise be to the Lord we serve, because it's going to build our nation. Then when my tax goes, you babies with sharp teeth, you are stealing the money and you don't want us to talk. The clergy and the religious, this thing, when they speak, they shake the foundation. And it is only the church that will address meaningfully the canker going on. And they want to silence all credible voices. Now, today, we will reveal everything to you. This question has, direct relation with the pronouncements of Reverend Professor Marty. Let me tell you why people do not want Professor Marty to talk. Listen, they have tried, politicians have tried all means, all means to muzzle me, to get me, but they can't. They come with bribes, fat envelope, $100,000. Listen. I want everybody to listen. Politicians came to my house with fat envelope, $100,000, not cedis, dollars. And also with the promises that, if you keep quiet, we will give you a house at Trazaco with swimming pool. You know what? We will give you 4-wheel drive. These people were lucky. I did not have big dogs in my house. Else I would have released the dogs to bite them for the whole world to ask, Papa Moderator, my boy one again. Papa Moderator, I then I would tell me dinner. Now you release the dog. Then I will tell them, ask what they came to do. You know what? They have tried all means to muzzle me. They couldn't, and I tell you they can't. And you know what? I will speak today, I will speak tomorrow. You know the tax I pay, Osofo. Sometimes when this thing come and I see the tax that I've paid, but at the same time I said, praise be to the Lord we serve, because it's going to build our nation. Then when my tax goes, you babies with sharp teeth, you are stealing the money and you don't want us to talk. We will talk today, we will talk tomorrow. Let's come back.
In the name of Akufo-Addo, Bawumia, and Ken Ofori-Atta. In the name of Akufo-Addo, Mahmoud Bawumia, and Ken Ofori-Atta.
St. George Commission
is expensive hole in the world. Let's come back. In the name of Akufo-Addo, Bawumia, and Ken Ofori-Atta. In the name of Akufo-Addo, Mahmoud Bawumia, and Ken Ofori-Atta.
St. George Commission
is expensive hole in the world.
Which were really bad times where we all slept at the petrol station. So that's indication that, you really need to get up and talk about it, because we cannot, as a nation that deserves so much more, come to this level.
I'm working like a bull and I'm paying my taxes. The government got to work like a bull as well and make sure that my road is fixed, that I have electricity, that I have water. That is their job. It is not for me to tell the president how to fix the economy. If he didn't know how to fix the economy, why did he run for office?
And as you can see,
very formal celebrations of the 67th anniversary of Ghana's independence. I thank the children from across the country for their excellent march, exploits of your national team that ended in your winning the continental competition and being crowned African football champions. As Sek's victory over Kotoko is in the same direction. Congratulations to you, to Côte d'Ivoire, and to the elephants. As we all can see, this year has begun with the victory of the elephants. I'm afraid that over here in Ghana, this is a competition we much rather not remember or even talk about. But Ghana and Côte d'Ivoire are good neighbors, and we cannot begrudge your excellent performance and learn from the many lessons that AFCON 2023 has to teach. Welcome to Ghana, Monsieur le Président, and thank you very much for honoring our invitation and joining us for our independence anniversary celebrations. Ghana is your home. The relationship between our countries is as it should be, for we share a common boundary, a common history, and a common culture, including common languages, and as we would both say, Akwaba. We're greatly honored by your presence, and we pay homage to your distinguished leadership, preeminent in the annals of contemporary Africa, which has brought your country back from the chaos of a painful civil war and its aftermath, back to the stability and prosperity that have been traditionally associated with Côte d'Ivoire. The strong bond at the presidency, which has paid off, especially in the cocoa sector, by enabling our two countries to coordinate our policies over cocoa, of which we are the world's biggest producers, accounting jointly for some 65% of global output. This has been of considerable benefit to our respective farmers, who have received the highest price per bag of cocoa in our respective histories. The other is the mature manner in which the maritime border dispute between our two countries was settled by the Maritime Court in Hamburg. The elevated stance of statesmanship shown by President Ouattara ensured that its result in Ghana's favor was peacefully accommodated by Côte d'Ivoire. Mr. President, we thank you very much. My dear compatriots, fellow Ghanaians, the theme chosen for this year's Independence Day celebrations is Our Democracy, Our Pride. And I welcome all of you to Koforidua, the capital of the Eastern region, which is hosting the celebrations this year. The decision to rotate the scene of the national celebrations around the country, instead of staging them only in Accra, the nation's capital, has certainly turned out to be a welcome nation-building exercise that helps us to focus attention on a different region every year, and at the same time rallies the nation together in that region. Our host this year, the Eastern region, was very much at the center of the independence struggle of our country. It is home to 3 members of the Big Six of the United Gold Coast Convention, UGCC of blessed memory. The acknowledged founders of our nation, Joseph Boakai Dankwa, Edward Akufo-Addo, and William Ofori-Atta. Their love of politics will seem to have continued into succeeding generations, with the son of one of them being the current president of our country. The other members of the Big Six were Emmanuel Obecha Bilanti, Ebenezer Akwaje, and Kwame Nkrumah, who together with George Alfred Parr Grant, R.S. Blay, Kwabena Kessy, Francis Awona Williams, Nii Kwabena Boni, Boycott Hini, and others, were the successors of the early generation of nationalists, such as the members of the Aborigines Rights Protection Society. Their membership included Jacob Say, George Moore, Joseph Casely Hayford, John Mensah Saba, W.E.G. Kwabena Sechi, J.W. de Graaf Johnson, J.P. Brown, and others, who protected our lands from the grasp of the greedy imperialists and who initiated the first phase of our struggle for national independence. On such a day, we must also remember the contribution of Yaa Asantewaa, Thomas Hutton Mills, James Kwegyir Aggrey, Sergeant Ajete, Corporal Atipo, Private Odate Lamte, V.B. Anna, Jimmy Quistas, Mabel Dove, Akwaso Soso, Dede Asikinchan, Komla Agbeli Gbedema, Kojo Botsio, Kofi Bako, Krobo Eduse, Nancy Tibo, Mumuni Bawumia, S.D. Domo, Kofi Abrefa Busia, Joe Appiah, Victor Owusu, R.R. Ramponsa, Bafo Seakoto, Modesto Apalu, S.G. Anto, Yakubu Tali, and Ephraim Amu, to the liberation of our country and to the birth of our democracy. The work of all these great patriots culminated in the immemorial words of our nation's first leader, Kwame Nkrumah, when he stated on the eve of 6 March 1957 that, at long last, the battle has ended. Ghana, your beloved country, is free, free forever. Today, the Eastern region is, of course, not the geographic east of Ghana, but it retains a nomenclature from the colonial days, when it was the eastern border of what was the Gold Coast colony. The region is the most heterogeneous in our country and a microcosm of Ghana, and home to the most diverse of peoples. Over the centuries, the region has attracted citizens from all parts of the country and beyond, who come to work and find a welcome and lasting home. When it comes to free speech and a vigorous media as indicators of a working democracy, I believe we can say we are doing well. There's no danger of dissenting voices not being heard on any subject, even though we have still more work to do on elevating the quality of our public discourse. As set out in the 2024 budget, government has set aside 220 million cedis, of which 80 million cedis has already been released by the Ministry of Finance to support the ongoing rehabilitation efforts for the affected communities. Government will stop at nothing to restore normalcy to the lives and livelihoods of all affected persons. On a day like this, we should pay homage, of course, as I have done to our forebears and the elders who fought for independence and worked through the years to establish all that we have to be proud of today. As set out in the 2024 budget, government has set aside 220 million cedis, of which 80 million cedis has already been released by the Ministry of Finance to support the ongoing rehabilitation efforts for the affected communities. Government will stop at nothing to restore normalcy to the lives and livelihoods of all affected persons.
Mr. Speaker, work on the National Cathedral is progressing speedily and following the program of the contractors, and with God helping us, the National Cathedral is expected to be officially commissioned on March 6, 2024. Upon completion, the National Cathedral will provide a sacred space for formal religious activities of state and symbolize the enormous contribution of faith to nation building.
Let's come back. In the name of Akufo-Addo, Bawumia and Ken Ofori-Atta. In the name of Akufo-Addo, Mahmoud Bawumia and Ken Ofori-Atta.
St. George
Commission is expensive hole in the world.
A lot of you were excited when you see your father up there, always happy. Papa is up there, Papa is up there. But when you are up there and you are fighting up there, then some of you are crying. How can I go up without fighting the demons in the air? And so stop all these fights and all these arguments. The question is that, is your father okay? I am 100% okay. The question is that, is your father happy? I am super happy. The question is that, is your father going to go through this? I promise you, I'll go through it honorably. So every one of you should relax, be happy, and don't, like Doc said, don't waste your time fighting on the Facebook. Waste your time pushing the agenda of expansion. Post messages, preach to people, let everybody know that surely it is our year.
What is the difference between the ordinary thief and a political thief? Number one, the ordinary thief steals your money, your bag, your watch, and your jewelry, isn't it? But the political thief steals your future, your career, your education, your health, and your business. Number two, the hilarious part is that the ordinary thief will choose whom to rob. But you are the one who choose the political thief to rob you. Because we choose them. We vote them. We blindly say we are not blind. Who is deceiving who? The ridiculous part of the whole issue is that we will fight to defend and protect our belongings from the ordinary thief. Is it not? But we fight each other to defend and protect the political thief. Is that not what we do? Thugs will be fighting themselves to protect those that are stealing our career, stealing our job, stealing our health, stealing our success. What a shame.
If you reach a certain stage in life and there is nobody who can look you in the eye and tell you the truth, you are doomed. And that is where our country has gotten to. We need to rescue this country. Wallahi. And I feel very terrible as a Ghanaian at this time. This country is in serious trouble, ladies and gentlemen. We are in serious trouble. We need to rescue this country, ladies and gentlemen. The presidency has been so depraved, so muddied, so dirtied, that I tell you in all sincerity as a Ghanaian, that I feel terribly sad today as a Ghanaian. We need to rescue this country. Wallahi. Inshallah.
Please don't cry.
We shall rescue our country.
Government is broke, But people are spending billions to go inside the government that is broke. Have you ever seen a minister who resigned because government is broke before? Government has no money. Have you ever seen a governor who said, ladies and gentlemen, when I was elected, I thought the government had money. Now I discover government has no money, I resign. Have you ever seen it? Government has no money, but they are bringing money out at election time. Where is that money coming from? So they are lying. What is happening is that there are two types of wicked people in government. Type 1, they eat current money. Any money they find in government, they will eat it. They are wicked about that one. There is type 2. Type 2, they eat current money and future money. They will say, my term will end next year. When I leave, how will I eat money? Let me borrow money now and borrow money of the future and eat it now.
Right, hello, good morning and welcome to the show. This is Good Morning Ghana live on Metro TV. It's a Thursday, the 7th day of March, 2024. By His grace, we're live and we're here. We're at another edition of the show. Our gratitude to go to the Most High God for the rare privilege of being alive and, of course, the opportunity of having another conversation around the top stories making rounds here in our dear Republic. I'll let you into our panel for the morning's conversation shortly. But let's take a look at the front pages of our newspapers. Daily Graphic. 67th Independence Day celebration. Ghana, beacon of hope. President Kufuor set alight. Constitutionality of anti-gay bill challenged. Ghana paved way for Africa. Alassane Ouattara. Malta president arrives for 3-day state visit. The Ghanaian Times. At 67th Independence Day in Kufuor, let's build consensus on our values. President admonishes Ghanaians. Four secessionists jailed 17 years. Journalist goes to Supreme Court over LGBTQ plus bill. Appointments Committee vets ministerial nominees. Daily Guide. We've overcome economic challenges. Nana, Western Togoland, Prime Minister in quote, others jailed 17 years. Let's unite to build Ghana. Bawumia. Mahama, NDC boycott independence celebration. Ouattara hails Akufo-Addo's leadership. The New Crusading Guide. Adan Salt, Nyenehin bauxite projects will launch Ghana's economy forward. Akufo-Addo. CDS Africa encourages Ghanaian youth to fully participate in democratic processes. Akufo-Addo touts improvements in Ghana's electoral system. Registrar of Chiefs hasn't confirmed Nana Enyema Kodom as Chief of BBNE. A tribute from fellow AFRC members. The passing of our former colleague Newton John Gachiko has brought sadness to us. President Ouattara commends Akufo-Addo over his leadership qualities, achievements, and amid global challenges. The Insight. Scrapping e-levy, Nalai, NPP's hopes in Adoye fires Bawumia. Ukraine, why Putin's nuclear warning to NATO and the West is direct and explicit. Stanbic Bank business head Marian Amate vows to make interest of women and girl child priority after being outlawed Manyana Amoko Sikafutru I. Israel kills over 100 Palestinians waiting for aid. BBNE Hene Bruha, how Nana Enyema Kodom was allegedly exposed by National Register of Chiefs. The Daily Statesman. We worked for our democracy. Colonial rule didn't prepare Ghana for its president. CDS Africa charges youth over democratic process. IDIC Edu to improve educational infrastructure in Ayensuano. Reject Mohammed's second coming. I am proud of my records. Daily Post. Gabi task pro-NPP papers to run front pages calling on Akufo-Addo not to sign anti-LGBTQ plus bill into law because of suit at the Supreme Court. NDC MPs commission unfinished National Cathedral to mock Akufo-Addo. We shall turn our fortunes around and put Ghana back on track with the right leadership. Mahama. And that's about it. For the front pages, we'll be back shortly.
Welcome to Elboth West. Your labor, they say, but as humans, aging and physical infirmity stands our way of enjoying our mansions and homes. It often becomes challenging, if not impossible, to use our stairways day in, day out. With portable American pneumatic vacuum elevators, PVs, you are assured of unlimited enjoyment of your mansions and homes. It's a self-supported elevator for vertical movement of humans and goods at homes and offices. The original comes in 3 custom-made models with wheelchair accessibility. Call it luxury, but it's a necessary imperative for vertical mobility. Do not let aging or infirmity limit you. Get one for your easy vertical mobility at home. It's affordable and can be installed in just 3 days without modification to your existing building. It's however easier to incorporate it at the construction stage. We also have traditional Fuji elevators and escalators for your high-rise buildings and malls. Visit Lifts and Elevators Company Limited at Sakumono for your elevators nationwide. For free consultation to call or WhatsApp us on 0200-535-515. Lifts and Elevators, the elevator people.
For over 20 years of serving the world with herbal and alternative medicine, we've been successful in treating complicated medical conditions with a perfect combination of herbal and alternative methods of treatments like homeopathy, naturopathy, reflexology, and many more. We deliver excellent and effective service to people from all walks of life through scientific and traditional means. We have a well-equipped laboratory with advanced diagnostic and treatment devices to help detect your illness, so we know the right medication to be given. At Amen Scientific Herbal and Alternative Medical Hospital, we are proud manufacturers of our own herbal medication. Our zeal and passion to save lives with our patients at heart and outstanding achievements since 1996 has won us several awards. That is why we say, go herbal, go Amen. We are located everywhere in all the regions. Amen Scientific Herbal and Alternative Medical Hospital. Allahu Shafi. God is the He.
Hey, what's up?
How far with your intention?
To be honest, I'm so nervous about starting this new role on Monday.
Oh, please. I know you'll be great at it. You should be worried about what benefits they have. Example, do they have health insurance?
I doubt they will have that for internet. But no shaking. I have NHIS already.
After you answer a line, ting.
Hey, now, look at you. What are you going to do in your office when you can just download their app to register for an NHIS membership?
Yes, my people. You heard right. You can now download and register your membership on my NHIS app. No long queues or tedious paperwork. All you need is your Ghana card to register for yourself and for others. Once you register, you get a new digital NHIS card on your phone. My NHIS app gives you access to credentialed health facilities and services across the country. NHIS covers over 95% of disease conditions in Ghana. Access to healthcare just got easier.
Now let me sign up quickly. Please, Seth, I'm starting work next month.
We are back, bringing you the latest lineup from Betway. Betway starts strong with their front two, with Free Play Friday and Swipe Bet. In the middle, you've got all the control with Cash Out and Build a Bet. Plus, with Win Boost, you can boost your sports bet. At the back, they have Smart Picks and the Partial Daily Jackpot.
You always get way more with Betway.
Subscribers have been vetted and approved by the Gaming Commission of Ghana. Bet responsibly. No under 18. Terms and conditions apply. Betway. Get way more.
Anti-cavity, gum protection, brighter teeth, and fresh breath.
I'm a fair missy way.
The Pacho Bantama.
Matias.
Smile, the fresh breath.
Me, Gidi said we used to Cal 360 toothpaste. Some kind.
Cal 360 toothpaste.
Gaskia, Cal 360 toothpaste. It's a gum protector.
Onim jom kasa. Kile hosen. Cal 360 did the work.
It's cool mint. Gives me fresh breath and your confidence booster.
And you will so feeling to when you Cal 360 toothpaste.
Happy smile.
Cal 360 toothpaste, anti-cavity, gum protection, brighter teeth, and fresh breath. Cal, happy smile. This advert is FDA approved.
The biggest car center in Ghana, offering unparalleled round-the-clock service in autos and accessories. Nadam Autofix is the biggest distributors of used tires in Ghana, offering first-grade second-hand car tires of all rim sizes at both wholesale and retail prices. We are also the leading name in car sensor diagnostics, corrections and sales of car accessories. We excel in car washing and detailing with state-of-the-art steam engine washing machines that keep water away from your engine, ensuring a clean, healthy and responsive engine. Nadam Autofix, the first name in servicing, car accessories and car washing. Visit us today and experience the world of class difference. Find us today at Asoridaho, directly opposite Dansoman KFC and the Shell filling station. For more details, you can call us on 0503 244 266 or 0535 339823. Nado Motofix. Wukwainso Nyonko Papa.
Place your stake and watch our live draws on Adum TV at 9 a.m., 12 p.m. and 6 p.m. daily.
Hey, live life like me with Game Park. Game Park, more moolah, more power.
This game is regulated by the National Lottery Authority, not for persons under 18. Play responsibly.
Right, welcome back to the show. If you just joined us, this is Good Morning Ghana live on Metro TV. With me on the show this morning is a Deputy Minister for Sanitation and Water Resources. He's also the Member of Parliament for the Sisala East Constituency in this Republic. Here's the Honorable Amidu Chinia Isahaku. Honorable, good morning.
Good morning.
So it's Chinia.
It's Chinia.
It's spelled with a C?
C-H-I-N-N-I-A.
Okay, so Amidu Chinia.
Yes.
Isahaku. Does Chinia mean something?
Yes.
What does it mean?
It means where, it's a question, it's a rhetorical question.
Okay.
Where should I stand?
Where should I stand?
Yes, in my local language, Sisali.
Well, that looks like a question about the LGBTQ. So, Amidu, where should I stand? Isahaku. Which one is the family name?
The Chinia.
The Chinia is the family name. So that should be like your last name.
Yes.
Oh,
yes.
So that's your father's name?
No, my father's name is Isahaku.
Isahaku.
Yes.
So that's your family name?
Yes.
Okay. So what they call surname?
Yeah.
Okay.
The Chinia is my grandfather's name.
And the Amidu is your name?
It's my name.
Okay. All right. Okay. Also with me on the show this morning is the Member of Parliament for the Tamale North Constituency, Alhaji Al-Hassan Suhini.
Yes,
good morning.
Good morning.
Right. I'll come back to you guys shortly, but imagine getting rewarded for doing something you already do every single day. Sounds too good to be true, right? Well, that's exactly what Momo Season is all about. There's something for everyone. Download the Momo app on Play Store or App Store and use Momo Pay for your day-to-day transactions to a merchant either through the QR code or merchant ID and stand a chance of winning 1,000 cedis weekly and other amazing prizes. Our merchants are also not left out of the reward. Receive payments and win. Keep using your Momo Pay on the Momo app and get rewarded. There are lots and lots of exciting prizes for everyone. So what are we doing today? Transact more with Momo Pay and more points and win big this Momo season. Visit Momo Merchant application.mtn.com.gh for your Momo for Business account today. It's Momo season, so just Momo it with Momo Pay. Terms and conditions apply. And are you desperate of getting a toothpaste that will take care of all the family and save money? The recommended family toothpaste is KEL 360 toothpaste. This is approved by the Food and Drugs Authority. KEL 360 toothpaste provides you and your family with all-round dental protection throughout the day with freshness. KEL 360 toothpaste is good for kids, children, and adults. Let your family be a proud family when they step out constantly using KEL 360 toothpaste. KEL 360 toothpaste brightens your teeth, prevents cavity, and with its cool mints gives you fresh breath throughout the day and protects the gum from decaying. For consistency and quality, use KEL 360 toothpaste. KEL 360 toothpaste, another product from Samara Company Limited, producers of Sasu, and is available in all supermarkets, malls, and provision shops. You can call Samara Company on 0246 864 798. KEL 360 toothpaste, happy smile. And the pains of climbing the stairs when not exercising could be challenging for all ages, but worry no more. Lifts and elevators have got you covered with the best portable American pneumatic vacuum elevators on the market today. It's a simple self-supported elevator for both homes and offices, and guess what? It can lift your goods too. Wheelchairs can fit in, and they come in 3 custom-made models. It's affordable and can be installed within 3 days. Visit Lift and Elevators at Sakomon, or just call them on 0200535515. Or send a mail to elevatorsgh@gmail.com for consultations and the best solutions in easy vertical movement. And Amen Scientific and Herbal and Alternative Medical Hospital is organizing a free health screening now, and it's open to the general public. This is a way of saying thank you to Ghanaians. And what is more rewarding than this? The free screening includes fertility tests, prostate, stroke, diabetes, fibroid, ulcers, hepatitis B, and many more. Note that the medical screening is free, but patients with disease conditions will pay a token for their medications. Visit Amen Scientific at Domi, near the Snake Flats Down, or Klagon, near the Sherman Under Bridge, and all the other branches across the country. You can call Amen Scientific on 020-722-9505 or 0244-227192 to book your appointments. Amen Scientific and Alternative Medical Hospital. Allah Shafi, God is the healer. All right, so come back to my panel and, of course, the discussion for today. It's Ghana month. So, Honorable Zakwi, let me start off with you. First, are you? What's your religious position?
Muslim.
But you are not yet Alaji?
No, I've not gone to Mecca.
You are not ready yet. You are biding your time. Anyway,
at the appropriate time.
Okay, all right. So it's Ghana month.
He's expecting me to be mischievous, even when I want to let it slide.
Yes.
Yeah.
Anyway,
yeah. Because you can afford to go, and the thing is, if you can afford,
no, but
the
Quran does not only speak about affordability.
Yes, so
you need to be prepared.
So that's the point. I know that he can afford. The other one, he will have to tell us why he hasn't gone. Which preparation?
No, he has to be ready. Because there are things that.
Randy, just ignore him and let's move on.
Anyway, okay, so it's Ghana month, and this is something I used to do in the past. I don't know why I stopped doing it, but I like to take the opportunity of the presence of personalities like you to help many of us really know our country and understand our country. Sisala East. Where is Sisala East? What is Sisala East? How is Sisala East important?
Well, thank you, Randy, and let me say good morning to you. Good morning to my colleague and friend, Honorable Sohini. And good morning to the people of Sisala East, and of course everybody listening to us this morning. Sisala East is a constituency that you can find in the Upper West region.
So Upper West. You know, I get confused with Upper West and Upper East. The Bolga and the Wa.
Yes.
Yeah.
Wa. So West
is Wa.
Yes.
Okay. WW.
It used to be Upper region.
Yes.
And we're all under Bolga as the regional capital.
Okay.
And then Upper West was carved out of Upper region, which has its capital as Wa.
Okay.
And I was once a deputy regional minister there. Between 2017 and 2020.
Okay.
So I've served as a deputy minister for the region.
Okay.
So Sisala East is, it shares borders with Naboo in the Upper East, Bolsa South also in the Upper East. It shares border with Burkina Faso to the south. It's just about 5 minutes drive into Burkina. So we are so close.
Is that where is that where Nanya is?
No, Nanya is in Upper East.
Okay. Because
around Paga.
I've traveled to Burkina by road from Tamale.
Yeah, okay.
You know,
okay. So both Upper East and Upper West borders to Burkina. Okay. But we are so close, and there's a lot of economic activities between the Sisala people and Burkina Faso. They come in and then we also go there. In fact, Tumu border is one of the very, very borders. Even having people coming from all the way from Kumasi, Techiman, transporting goods into Burkina Faso, including yam, this local soap, and many. So our border is a very, very active border, and I'm sure that our
So that's the map. Is that correct one? That's the map. Here. We're showing, you can watch it here.
Okay.
So that's Sisala East?
Yes, that is correct.
So that's correct.
That is correct.
So you have Wa East, you border Wa East?
Yes, we border Wa East.
You border Nadoli a bit?
Yes.
Then Sisala West?
Sisala West.
Okay.
So when you go to
that's
the
Burkina
south
Faso.
side.
Okay, all right.
And Sisala East is predominantly a farming constituency. I can say that over 90% of the constituents are into farming, especially maize production. And we are one of, if not the first, but we are among the first 3 districts or municipalities that produce the highest number of maize in Ghana.
Okay.
So you can have trucks traversing the constituency from January to December, carrying maize throughout the year. And so when it comes to agriculture, Sisala is very high on Ghana's map because we have vast arable land. Currently, if you look at Sisala East, we constitute almost 24% of the total land mass of Upper West. Sisala East alone.
A quarter?
Yes. About 23.7%. And when you add Sisala East to West, we are about 45-46% of the land mass of the whole Upper West. Unfortunately, our roads have been very bad.
What's the capital of Sisala East?
Tumu.
Yes. Okay. Which is the border town?
Yes.
Okay.
Tumu is a border town. But Tumu, not exactly, because there's a community after Tumu, which is Kopoloma.
Okay, but because Tumu is the big town.
Yes. Because from Tumu you have to go to Kopoloma before you enter Burkina.
Okay.
And Kopoloma happens to be in Sisala West. But there are other communities along, apart from Tumu, which borders directly to Burkina Faso in the Sisala East, like Kasampuri, Tambiele.
Those are where you have like the unapproved routes.
Yes, many of them. So like I was saying, our major activities in the area of agriculture, and our people are doing so well. If you go to the Ministry of Agri, there is enough evidence to show that when it comes to agriculture, especially maize production, Sisala East is one of the leading places that you can find the best maize in Ghana. In terms of our road network, like I said, it's so bad. The trunk roads, the road linking Wa to Tumu to Bolga and then linking Burkina Faso is not in the best of shape. But gradually, we are doing some work and there is some progress, but more needs to be done. Our rural communities, I mean, the roads are not also in the best of shape, but like I said,
what about education?
Well, I mean, education, Sisala is, I can say that in terms of education, we are doing well. I mean, you have a lot of, the educated class is quite huge. I mean, education started far back in the 40s when Mori Igala, of blessed memory, he's a son, he comes from the Sisala East. I mean, he was first educated in Tamale. He came to work in the traditional council in Tumu and became a teacher in the first school that was opened in the Upper West in Laura. And when he was going, I mean, he was able to collaborate with some of the chiefs, and they got people from the area to start education in Laura, including Dr. Hillel Leman, I mean, the other prominent people from the area. And then around 1948, he opened the first school in the Tumu area, in Tumu town, which is now known as the Igala Basic School. Okay. So school education started far back in the late 40s. And from then, I can say that at the moment, virtually every community has a school, a basic school, even though...
What about secondary?
We have quite a number of secondary schools. We have 3 secondary schools in Tumu itself, that is Canton Senior High School. We have Tumu Secondary Technical, which is my alma mater, my former school. We have the St. Clair's Vocational Institute, and then we also have a new secondary school in Wallumbilla called Holy Child Technical School, which was accredited, I think, last year. Unfortunately, they don't have infrastructure, and being in a rural setting, attracting students has been difficult. So I'm working with the school and other people to ensure that we're able to build some boarding facility to promote education.
What about tertiary?
Yeah, tertiary. I mean, we have 2 tertiary institutions in Tumu. We have the Tumu College of Education, which now runs a degree program. Started, I think, the 80s. No, it actually started around the 60s because it started as Canton Training College in Kanko, called Kanko. And the later Canton Training College was turned into a secondary school, and a new college was built, I think, around the late 70s or early 80s, known as Tumu College of Education. We also have a midwifery institution in Tumu. So we have 2 tertiary schools.
No. Let me just flip you back to Agric a bit. Any value addition to especially the maize that you're talking about, and what's the nature of the agriculture? Is it more commercial or more peasant?
Well, at the moment, I would say that we have more peasant agriculture than commercial, even though gradually a lot of young people are zooming into commercial agriculture. We have a lot of young people through some government interventions who are now doing, I mean, you can find people doing 500 acres plus all around, but majority are peasant farmers. In terms of value addition and aggregation, I think that is where our challenge is. I am a student of agriculture. I've studied agric from secondary, my college education. I studied.
Do you farm yourself?
I farm. I have a farm. I mean, I've done my first degree into agric. My MPhil is agric. So I'm basically an agric person. And we have been discussing even the mode of aggregation and the transportation of the maize out of the municipality is not the best. People just come in, they buy. We don't have. And we think that because we are leading producer of maize, we should establish a maize market where we can actually aggregate the maize and be able to tell the quantum of maize that we produce on a yearly basis, and compelling some forces so that people come to the maize market. And in that case, we'll be creating some chain that will benefit the people economically. Then also in terms of value addition, we haven't done much. We have done virtually nothing in the area of maize, but in the area of soya beans, through Ministry of Trade and Industry, they have constructed. I think through a World Bank project, they have constructed a facility to process soya. The structure itself has been completed. They have procured the machinery, which are not yet in the municipality, because we didn't have. They wanted a dedicated transformer to the structure. I was just spoken to 3 days ago by the MC that they have received a dedicated transformer to the structure. And so my hope is that we get the machinery to the structure installed so that we can start adding value to soya as a first step. Because soya is very cheap to produce in the area, and it's a crop that generally women who are the majority can easily produce, and it is not capital intensive compared to maize. Maize is very expensive to produce. But gradually we also need to look at options of adding value to maize, because maize, I mean, you can use it to produce poultry feed, including soya, and then you can even extract oil and all that from it. So the volumes that we produce, I think that we need to initiate the process of a value addition to our maize. But for soya, I think some processes have started, even though not completed.
All right. Okay. Let me switch to Tamale North. Okay. Tamale North. It sounds very cosmopolitan.
Yeah. Tamale North. And Randy, let me say good morning to you and good morning to Honorable Chinia and to the very good people of the Tamale North constituency, especially the viewers who are also making the time to listen to us. I think this is a very, very important conversation you are making us have this morning. I have said on many occasions that one of the problems we face in this country is that we have too many people in decision making who know very little about our country. So they are put in decision making, but they really do not know the country that well. And so their policies or proposals tend to be a bit myopic. They tend to only fit the areas that they know, or they tend to underplay the importance of certain decisions. And that is why, in the absence of any state promotion of regional integration, this kind of conversations can excite people to want to learn more about our country, and I think that it is very crucial. Yes, Tamale North is peri-urban. About 70% of Tamale North is in urban Tamale, the city of Tamale. So you have places like where the regional office, the Northern Regional Office is. You have the Kalapuahini Estates, you have the Snit Flats, you have the Sakasaka Quarters, you have Chogu Low Cost, the whole of the Chogu area, and then the Mariam Hotel area. You have Kamvili, you have Nyanshago. I mean, these are towns in the city of Tamale. Then you have, after the Snit Flats, the rural part of Tamale North begins. So you have Taha, then you have Balahe, then you have Wovoguma, then you have Kula, you have Burma. Now these are communities that border Nantong. And so you will have the Nantong chief having some traditional oversight in when it comes to some communities under Tamale North, even though it's Tamale, but they are Nantong communities and they border Nantong so in that water.
Nantong constituency as borders Tamale.
It borders Tamale North. It borders Tamale North, and so and then it borders Tamale South too. If you use the Yendi Road, so. Largely, about over 60% of the people in Tamale North are educated. And according to the statistics also, agric is the mainstay of the people in Tamale North. But you can understand that when education is that high, the agric sector is limited to, the older generation in the community. And because of the nature of development in the constituency also, you don't tend to have large scale farming going on. People who even engage in large scale farming don't do it in the Tamale North constituency. They have to go to other communities or villages to farm because most of the places in the constituency itself have been built up. They have become, residential communities and all that. I mean, for example, the Gumani area, where Garba Lodge and others, where, the community just directly opposite Garba Lodge, it used to be called Rice City. Rice City. Okay. And I remember as a child when the Uncle Zacchaeus, is that the name?
Uncle Zacchaeus,
during that outbreak, they used to have their offices around that place. And I mean, those were the times we used to see helicopters go around and spray communities, sometimes even spraying rice farms and all that. But that whole community is now a residential community. You don't have any farm in the Rice City at all. So Tamale North, it's peri-urban, like I said. Over 60% of the people there are educated. But the challenge we face is the unavailability of job opportunities. It's like you have densely populated communities who are highly educated but can hardly find jobs to do with the skills or the training that they have had from school within their locality. I mean, you go around the constituency and it's mostly just buying and selling, shops, trading, and retail shops that you find. And for me, I think that it is a danger in waiting if we do not begin to grow our economy to provide the necessary jobs for the idle youth that we produce from our educational system, because they are, in my view, quote and unquote, damaged, so not to be able to till the land anymore, and yet what they feel they are trained to do is also not available for them to do. And so, for example, in the whole of Tamale metropolis, the Greater Tamale, as we call it, one of the problems that we are faced with, people in authority, opinion leaders are faced with, is the high rate of drug abuse lately. It's terrible. I mean, drug abuse has become, a concern to almost everybody in Tamale. You find gangs, groups of young men and women, and all they do is just mix concoctions and get high. And because of that, even the crime rate, especially snatching and robberies, have gone up in the community, unfortunately. And another thing, apart from the drug abuse that has also grown in the community, is betting, unfortunately. Yeah, betting.
But that's everywhere in Ghana.
Yeah, and it is especially so in the Greater Tamale these days, and it is because of what I said earlier. People have been damaged by the educational system not to want to take up, the mainstay of the area, which is agriculture, or even when they do, what do you call it? The chain is broken. From farming, we don't have a value addition, you don't have processing. That could also throw up more jobs for them. And so many of them, through their education, are disappointed when they are not able to find the jobs that they thought they were going to find out of school. And so they just become prey to some of the social vices in the community. And that is why I'm saying that it is a danger in waiting, and that is what we must all put our minds to and work harder than we are doing to turn our economies around and to enable people to invest in the right places that will create the necessary jobs. However, I'm excited that a number of businesses beyond retail shops are beginning to spring up in the communities. For example, around the Chogu roundabout, there is a big mall that is springing up, and it is being championed by some Asians. I don't want to say some Asians are doing that, and the hope is that it will bring about some, job opportunities for the young people who are in the community and willing to work. We also hope that maybe with time they will begin to take on board some of the products, that will come from the community. I am also encouraged, especially by the young ladies, in the constituency and even in the Greater Tamale. They tend to be more hands-on and they tend to be more practical with how to survive than their male folks. So you have them try their hands on making juices, they are preparing food, they're making deliveries, pastries. You tend to find a lot of young ladies, especially like this Ramadan is coming, even if it is a seasonal one, they will want to do something just so that they can make an income out of it. And I'm hoping with time they can add value to some of the things that are produced in Northern Region, and some of these shops that are coming up will take advantage to sell those things in their shops by being like the off-takers for them. So I think that yes, there is that danger there, but there's also that opportunity for us to turn things around, and it is my hope that
Tamale keeps changing.
We'll fast track that. Anytime
I go there after a year, I have a difficulty recognizing the place.
Yeah, Randy, it's been adjudged the fastest growing city in West Africa. Sometimes I say the growth is in expansion. You don't really see progress. What you see is expansion. And it's a challenge that
it looks like there's a growing middle class.
Right.
Why do I say so?
True.
My last visit there, which should be about 5 months ago,
right,
I saw a springing up of niche restaurants.
True.
Previously, you find these restaurants in the top hotels.
True.
Now you're seeing them as standalone investments in Tamale. And that tells you that there's a lot of, you have a growing middle class, you have...
And the top two ones actually are in my constituency.
Oh.
Blackport and Oasis.
Okay, how's that Oasis?
Yeah, the Oasis. Yes. So you are right. I mean, those businesses are also springing up. And like I was saying, I hope that these ones will provide the basis for the youth who are falling to drugs and betting to change their ways and take advantage of. I saw there's an area I saw on my way to the airport, and I said that if I have to build something small in Tamale and live there, spend time and live there, that's the area I would want to. Okay.
On my way to the airport, it was to my left. It looks like it's a newly...
That should be Norib Village.
They call it where?
Norib Village, just before the Kamina Barracks.
Yes, to the left.
Village, yes.
On your way to the airport.
Yes.
Oh, which constituency is that?
That is Sanaribo constituency. That's the interesting part. So that to your left is Sanaribo, and to your right is Tamale North.
Oh, Sanaribo is ABF
Husseini.
So that's his constituency.
That's his constituency, yes.
Oh, wow.
It's a beautiful place. I mean,
I loved it.
A lot of the middle class that you spoke of in Tamale, tend to have their homes around that area, or the regional office area. You also have other growing areas like the former airport area, that is a Nyohani runabout area. So yes, you're right. And if you fly,
the view is
the view shows that people are making some good investments by way of residential buildings. But I am hoping that we'll do more, in investing in businesses that will employ the teeming youth who are getting despondent day in and day out. Yes.
All right. Okay. Yes. But I saw this yesterday. Your constituency obviously is in a Dagbon state.
Absolutely.
Okay, so I saw this. I don't know if you are aware. I'll be surprised if you are not aware, which is a letter purportedly sent to His Excellency the President from the Yana, the King of Dagbon. It was Indan Yana Bukari II. Okay. And it's about the naming of the Tamale International Airport. And it says, I bring you fraternal royal greetings from the Gbewa Palace. With a fervent hope and prayer that you're in good health and in high spirits, I'd like to draw your attention to your wish to rename the Tamale International Airport as Yakubu Tali International Airport. This is an acceptable idea to me and majority of citizens of Dagbon. The renaming of Tamale International Airport after Tolon Na Yakubu will be contentious and counterproductive. It will draw our traditional state and entire northern region to needless controversy. As then Yona Bukari, the 7th, which was his previous title, Okay. Yes. I personally and voluntarily released the substantial lands covering the entire expansion areas of the airport to the government of Ghana to undertake this important infrastructural development. Since this proposal was announced, the Gbewa Palace has been inundated with calls and other forms of communications pleading that this proposal be shelved. It is the considered opinion of many people and traditional leaders in the region that such recognition is bestowed on Nagbewa. Accept my compliments of the highest consideration, your good friend, Indan Yana Bukari II, King of Dagbon. Okay, so this suggests that there wasn't consultation with respect to the naming of the place, and then these are the issues that the Yana also raises. I'm sure you're aware of this.
Yes, I am. You know, Randy, sometimes when you listen to our president and you watch how he governed, you are left wondering why it took him all his life to prepare for this position, and yet at it he is so abysmal. Randy, when the president spoke in Parliament that day and suggested that the airport was going to be named after Tolona Yakubu Tali, I knew that he was just stoking controversy in Dagbon, needless controversy. And I wondered why his advisors, gave him that advice, and why he did not consult further or beyond his advisors. Yes, Randy, Tolona Yakubu Tali was a great son of Dagbon, contributed immensely to the progress of education, especially in Dagbon. But he was a politician. And also in the scheme of chieftaincy, he had a faction. So it is not wrong for a person like that to be acknowledged by naming something after a person like that. But it must come from an exhaustive consultation process in order not to generate the kind of controversy that this is generating. Because once you are, the president, you are from the party that he belonged to. I mean, I think the first MP from the, Northern People Party to serve in Parliament. Clearly, you are stoking controversy if you do not engage extensively before proposing such a person for an edifice like the Tamale International Airport. So I knew that he was just setting us on a collision course. And I wonder why he does that all the time. Because on this platform, let me just take a slight detour and come back to this. I've made the point about how I was shocked that of all the people that the president could appoint as Electoral Commission chair, the person that he thought suitable was Jean Mensa, given the history of Madame Jean Mensa with especially the major opposition political party. And you expect that even if you are not president, a person of his age will be very sober and reflective in taking some of these very, likely controversial decisions. So the next day, and if you check my social media post after his State of the Nation address, I wrote that I predicted that the controversy the president was, throwing into Dagbon was going to get bigger than he could imagine. And I thought to myself, why, for example, as I suggested on social media, why couldn't even the president and his advisors contemplate naming the airport after Tohagé, the Red Hunter? Because Tohagé is considered the origin of the people of not only Dagbon, but Moshis and Nanumbes. So the Moli Dagbon. He was, during the migration, to lead Dagbon into present-day Ghana. But he did not get into Boku, and he died. And so his children took over. And that's how you have the Gbewa and others. There were three at first. And it is the three that formed, that later, also divided into Gbewa, which is the Dagbomba king. Then you have the, the Boku, the Moshis, and then you have the Nanumbes. So I thought to myself, and you see, you are talking about an international airport, and you are talking about migration. I just thought that Tohagé will best fit it. But even under my post, many people didn't disagree with Tohagé, but many people rather even suggested that why don't you just even name it Gbewa to represent, the northern region, because the highest, traditional leader now in the present northern region is the Nagbewa. In the present northern region, the highest traditional leader is Nagbewa. So why don't you just even name it Gbewa? Because Gbewa, comes with the symbol, the lion. And save all of us the needless discussion that's, his proposal generated. Like I said, I have nothing against Tolina Yakub Tali and the fact that he contributed to our politics, he contributed to education in the North. But I'm saying that for a person like that to be named after any edifice in the North, you need to exhaustively, engage a lot of factions, because that person represented a faction in the politics, in the traditional politics, and in the national politics. And so you can't just imagine why the president took this decision. And I want to commend the Yana for not being shy or not being restrained about this and taking the bold step of writing to His Excellency the President. And I hope that His Excellency the President will reconsider his decision, even though I am very certain that it's going to be very, very difficult for him to, reconsider that decision. And the controversy, I hope, can be best managed. Randy, I'm saying I know it's going to be very difficult for him to reconsider his decision because the son of, or the grandson of Yakub Tali, Tolina Yakub Tali, is currently the chief of Tolo. Also a very known, NPP activist, even though he's a chief, but he, endorses openly the NPP. He has already traveled to Accra and gone to the Flagstaff House to thank the president for naming the airport after, his predecessor. I mean, needless controversy generated in Dagbon. And now the Tolona, the current Tolona, is supposed to be a subject or a sub-chief of the Yana. Randy, are you getting the controversy? The Tolona, the current Tolona, who has come to congratulate the president, is supposed to be a subject or a sub-chief of the Yana. So the question you ask yourself is, did the Tolona consult, quote and unquote, his boss, the Yana, before coming to congratulate the president? Given the fact that the Yana is against this proposal. I mean, these are some of the things that, people who, don't understand the culture and the traditions of the people do and set certain things in motion. And when those things lead to conflicts and disagreements, they now begin to wonder what happened. But you see, you have simply set the Tolona now and the Yana on a collision course with this reckless proposal to name the airport after, Tolona Yakub Tale. And like I said, there may be other edifices in town that proper consultation could lead to, acceptance by all for those edifices to be used to celebrate the contribution of Tolona Yakub Tale to the growth of Dagbon too. But not an edifice that is as big and that is as important, not only to the region, but to the whole of Ghana.
So as an MP in the Dagbon area, is it a case that, and I'm just asking in case you know, is it a case that the president consulted the Yana and the Yana had a different view, but the president went ahead with his view on the matter, or that the Yana was not consulted at all?
I do know that he was not consulted.
At all?
At all. I do know he was not consulted. And like his statement, reveals, he was the chief of Savelugu. And the airport is on Savelugu land. And so the title is Yona. So when he was chief of Savelugu, that is when government started this whole idea of, upgrading the Tamale airport into an international one. And the runway had to be extended. And then the, the arrival halls had to also be constructed. And at the time that government took this decision to develop that area into an airport city, that was also to see the construction of warehouses, because the idea was to make that airport, a vegetable and fruits kind of exporting point. And so he released vast land to the Ghana Airport Company for this exercise to be carried out. That is how come even the Bank of Ghana also got some land around that area where they are putting up a guest house. It was all in anticipation towards the development of the airport and the airport area. So he released all these lands as Yona. Now he's sitting as the king of Dagbon. And even if you are not minded to recognize his contribution to the development of that airport and name it after him, he's saying just name it after the skin. Because as for the skin, it is a uniting symbol. Every chief, whether you are Abudu, whether you are Andani, whether you are whatever, when you become Yana, you are called Nagbewa. So it has less controversy. And he will not be a perpetual Nagbewa. But at least once it is the title of the airport, it becomes like the gateway to the Dagbon kingdom. So I see the reason behind the proposal, even though my preference would have been to Haje, the Red Hunter, which also comes with a certain level of what do you call it? It describes the people of Dagbon. It also traces the history of the migration of the people of Tamale. And because you are talking about an airport, that would have been my preference. And I believe that if we engage the people of Dagbon, the opinion leaders who matter, it would have, I'm sure, if the president did, it would have been one of the two names, either Touadjeh or Nagbewa. And I believe that the president simply failed to do the necessary consultation and perhaps listen to some people with myopic interest. But then, Randy, I'm not surprised because it looks like it is the tradition and culture of this regime, naming things after people from their bloodline or political line, if you like. I mean, look at University for Development Studies. After, it was extended to Upper West and Upper East, they have all now been named by, former leaders of the Busia Dankwa tradition, and just even in his State of the Nation, the Independence Day speech, he has generated another controversy, saying that Tete Kwashi comes from, his hometown, Eastern region. I mean, what is this? What is it with him and sectionalism and factionalism and my people? And it actually also shows in his governance. Many people at the ministries, at the agencies will tell you, it's as if the state has been captured by, some group of family and friends. It's unacceptable. You don't govern a nation with multi-sectoral dimensions like that. You don't.
Okay. So let me bring you in on this particular issue.
Well, Randy.
Yeah.
I will be very cautious because I wouldn't want to get into Dagbon politics. I'm a Salaman, and so I have very little or nothing to do with. I mean, as a part of Ghana, I should say I have interest, but I am not directly involved. And I would.
What intrigued me really was not really about the internal Dagbon politics.
But when you listen to Suhuyini, you can see that
I'm not saying that you should. No. I'm not saying you should respond to him or follow him. But my point is that I'll find it strange that the overlord of Dagbon will write a letter to the president which suggests that either he wasn't consulted or his view on the issue was not carried through.
Well, like I said, I wouldn't want to get into the politics of Dagbon. But my colleague made certain points that I think that, these are the reasons why we continue to be...
Let me just do this. I talked about Moshis. I left out the Mamprusis. Forgive me. It is Moshis, Nanumbes, and Mamprusis, and Dagombes.
Okay.
Yes, four.
Okay.
So that the Touadjeh is the grandfather of these four tribes.
Right.
Yeah.
So, Randy, I do not have a problem with the chief sending a petition or a letter to the presidency on his reservations about the decision. I mean, even me sitting here as an individual, I can also express my disagreement on government decisions and government policies. But you see, we those who are the elite class or the politicians normally will take undue advantage of circumstances like this and create or increase the tension in the area. I find it very unfortunate when Suhuyini says that because Tolona Yakubu Tale was a politician, he belonged to a faction in the chieftaincy divide. He doesn't deserve...
I didn't say that. I was very cautious. I didn't say that. I said for a person like that, and I actually said that for a person like that, I am not saying that he doesn't deserve recognition. But for a person like that, you need extensive consultation.
What you said, invariably, the implication of your comment is to affect that.
I knew that you would speak it like this. That is why I deliberately said that I am not saying a person like that doesn't deserve recognition.
You had a lot of... So you
no, but
you are my friend. Don't do
but
that.
quote me right.
You are my friend.
And don't do mischief with what I say.
You know me and you. We don't.
Yes.
All
right. No, but just put it right. I'm not saying he doesn't deserve recognition.
And you see, you even describe the current Tolona, as a political and MPP activist.
Yes.
You can't say that.
Yes.
He's
not shy about it. In fact,
you can't say he's an MPP activist. He could be a sympathizer of MPP, but he's not an MPP activist. You can't describe a paramount chief like in those terms.
Activism is what? Is derogatory? Is that what?
In this case, it is.
How? You are
in this case, it is
activist.
Because chiefs by our constitution don't play politics. They are not supposed to do active politics. So if you describe as an MPP activist, it means he's doing active politics, and that is unfair.
I'm saying that
there are chiefs who sympathize with NDC. Should I sit here and describe them as NDC activists?
Of course, they are described as such.
Oh, so you don't do that. Don't do that. It's not fair. This comment is not fair. You can't describe Tolona as MPP activists. Then the person you are referring to, I can also describe in certain terms. Oh, I don't want to go there. But let's be cautious that we don't unnecessarily bring our chiefs who are not supposed to be active politicians into politics. Me and you can talk about politics, but this comment is unfortunate. But Randy, the man who has been, the president has decided to name the airport after is a nationalist. This is somebody who came to parliament in the 50s as an independent candidate. In fact, before then, he was part of the first legislative assembly that drew up the first constitution. This man, even though he's a founding member of the Northern People's Party and came to parliament on the ticket of the Northern People's Party, but I can tell you, go and read his history. He has served almost every government that we have had until his death. He was a member of the Nkrumah's government. He served as an ambassador to Nigeria. He served in Buzia's government. He serves in the Champon's government, even in PNDC. Virtually every government we have had from independence, this man has served all the governments. And he's a point of light in the north, particularly in Tamale. Being one of the first people to be educated in Achimota College as a teacher in the late 30s was a symbol of light for the government. And so he knows that. His life goes beyond MPP traditional politics. And that is why I have indicated, go ahead and check. He has served in Nkrumah's government, he has served Buzia's government, a Champon's government, eventually every government that we have had until he died in 1986. So he's a nationalist in character. And he actually served the Dagom people to the best of his abilities. If you want to write the modern history of Dagom, and especially with regards to education and the starting point of the transformation of Dagom, you cannot, the first point of call will be Tolona Yakubu Tali. You cannot say that such a character does not deserve to be honored. Such a personality does not deserve to be honored in this manner. So the president didn't make the decision, in my view, on the basis that this man is a member of the MPP tradition. Because like I said, he served all governments. All governments. So, the Yana expressing some views or reservations, for me, I do not have a problem with it. And, the presidency should deal with it. There should be engagement to find a compromise. But let me advise Suhini and his likes not to take undue advantage and try to bring Dagom politics, because this international airport is not an airport for the Gombes alone. It's a national property.
Exactly.
It's a national property.
Exactly.
Because
you have made the point for me, and that is why, for me, even naming it to capture like 3 or 4 ethnic groups made more sense than just a Dagom champion.
Suhini.
You have made the point for me.
Suhini,
Chinia, you have made the point for me.
Okay, so Honorable,
it's not just about Dagbon alone.
Both of you just hold on a minute for me. I have the PRO of the Gbewa Palace, Musa Yakubu, on the line. I need to understand a few things about this particular development. Good morning, Mr. Musa Yakubu.
Good morning, Randy. How are you doing?
I'm good by the special grace of God. I hope you're doing well too.
I'm good.
Right. We have seen a letter authored by the YANA through the regional minister to President Akufo-Addo about the president's announcement to name the airport, the Tamale Airport. First of all, can you confirm the authenticity of that letter?
Yeah, that's true. The letter is coming from Gbewa Palace in Yendi here.
Now, if I may ask, why will the YANA officially write to the president? Is it that he wasn't consulted?
Thank you very much. Thank you to your good morning to your panelists. That is the worry that's spread for His Majesty the YANA, because from the beginning of the second phase of the airport, even as at the time John Mahama was in power and they were commencing the airport, the expansion of the airport, His Majesty was the owner by then, the Savluna. They even allocated land for the expansion. And so he was consulted from day one till date. When His Excellency the President Nana Addo wanted to cast short for the second phase, His Majesty, by then, he had ascended to the throne as the king of Dagbon. He was consulted. He joined His Excellency the President to cut short for the commencement of the Tamale International Airport. And when they were about to commission it, he was consulted. So His Majesty was of the view that he needed to have been consulted on this particular matter so that he could have given him his idea as to how the airport could be renamed. So that is His Majesty's reservation about the renaming of the Tamale International Airport.
So you're confirming that at all material times, with respect to all the activities related to the phase 1 and phase 2 of this airport, His Majesty was consulted, even including short-cutting exercises.
It was part and parcel of everything.
But when it came to the choice of a name for the airport, he wasn't consulted. Is that what
Unfortunately, he wasn't consulted, and that is the worried aspect. We believe that it's an oversight. So that is why His Majesty took his time to write officially to His Excellency the President to actually draw his attention to that particular issue. So he proposed that he would have wished that the airport is named after Najewa, who gave birth to Nano, gave birth to Dagbon, and gave birth to Nayire. So that is His Majesty's proposal with regards to the renaming of Tamale International Airport, Randy.
His Majesty Anna makes the point about his palace being inundated with calls, and that himself and a vast majority of the citizens do not support what the president intends to do.
Randy, the issue here is that, Dagbon will just move from distress to where we are currently. His Excellency the President of the Republic of Ghana, he has supported so much in bringing permanent peace to Dagbon. And His Majesty is of the view that if Najewa is given to Tamale International Airport, it will complement the effort of the President so that it will be all inclusive. That is His Majesty's position, because we are still grooming the peace that we are enjoying in Dagbon here. So in dealing with everything, we have to take into consideration, grooming the peace that His Excellency and the three eminent chiefs have supported Dagbon to, as it were, enjoy the peace that we have currently in Dagbon Kingdom. So that is his position around it.
So why will, if you can explain to me, why will naming the airport after Yakubu Tali not engender or continue to enhance the peace in Dagbon?
Of course, traditionally, every paramount chief that has been installed by the Yana in one way or the other have his own contribution to the development of the kingdom. And so we have so many paramount chiefs in Dagbon. So when we have a project, a national project that the Tamale International Airport, and we intend to rename it, from the point of view of His Majesty, he believes that it is important we get one of our kings and to name the airport after that particular person, so that all of us will be included in that particular issue. You see that everybody will be happy. Nobody will think that they are choosing so and so because of one or two things. Yes.
What does His Majesty expect the President to do?
His Majesty is hoping that His Excellency the President will adhere to his call and will rename the airport after Nagewa. So if you look at the letter very well, you will see that proposal being written on that particular letter. And we've gotten a response from the Office of the President, unofficially, that the President will be engaging His Majesty on this subject matter.
All right. So we'll look forward to the outcome of this engagement. Thank you very much, Musa Yakubu.
Welcome, Randy. Thank you.
Right. Okay. Okay. So that's the PR of the Gbewa Palace. Let him finish.
I haven't finished.
Sorry.
I have three issues I want to. The first one is to still emphasize the person of Yakubu Tale. I mean, I stated earlier, he's the first Northerner to attend Achimota School. And in the North, not just Tamale, he's credited to be one of the people responsible for raising many prominent Northerners into formal education. And he became a member of parliament for Western Dagbon. He was a key member of the Independence Constitutional Committee that was drafted in the 1950s, and he occupied so many positions. He was a national figure, even though he became a paramount chief. And I want to emphasize the point that he's not just being considered because he's a member of the MPP tradition, because he has served all governments until he died in 1986. Now, Suhini made a point about the president, which I think is unfortunate, that the president is sectional. It's sectional, and that is unfortunate, because look, you can have your disagreement on issues, but when you put everything together and you look at the persona of the president, especially those who are from Dagbon, and the role President Akufo-Addo has played in getting a Yana, which has been outstanding, which they in NDC used to do their politics for, over 12 years. All their politics in Tamale, has been about Yana. It took President Akufo-Addo to the extent that you even promised in your manifesto. John Mahama made a pledge to ensure that he gets a Yana installed. He was vice president for 8 years. He couldn't achieve it. President Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo has been able to facilitate the process of getting a Yana, and now Dagbon has a leader, a traditional leader. And this person you are describing as a sectionalist. You have been unfair, Suhini. Give credit where credit is due. Nana Akufo-Addo is a nationalist, and he's interested in the entire development of Ghana. And you know that this man, Tale Yakubu, is a man of integrity, is a man who worked very hard for the development of Ghana, especially the North. If you look at the Northern Territories, this man was elected 6 times as the president of the Northern Territories Council. That encompasses the whole of the Northern Territory. 6 times. It's a huge personality. If he was that discriminatory, I don't think that he would have been elected 6 different times. Notwithstanding these points, I do not have a problem with the Yana raising issues, but I'm also happy that the PRO has stated that unofficially the presidency has expressed interest in the president engaging the Yana, and my appeal is that the president should indeed engage Yana so that they can find an amicable solution and then resolve it so that we can move forward. But people like Suhuyini and Co. should stop and not play their NDC politics and begin to incite the people of Dagong in this matter, because the Tamale International Airport is not for Dagombes alone. It's a national asset. And even though I agree and we should be thanking the current Yana for giving the land to government to construct the project. But Randy, you know that if government has interest in any piece of land in Ghana that will befit a national project, government can always compulsory acquire it, but there are processes, of course, that leads to that. And it's not something that can be disputed. And so it is important for us to recognize that the Tamale Airport is a national facility, it's a national asset, and the presidency, of course, can, or the government of Ghana can decide on which name to give to. It could be a Sisala man, it could be a Dagomba man, it could be a Ga man, but of course there should be some consultations. And once the Yana feels there was no consultation and he has some reservations, I think the president must move in to resolve the challenges so that we can move on.
You know, Randy, I think that Chinia has made the points that I've been trying to make all morning with regards to this matter. And when I did the analysis, I told you what my preferred name would have been, and that is Tohaje. And I told you the reason, that it involves an airport. It's talking about migration and movement, and the fact that Tohaje was supposed to have initiated the migration of Dagombes to their current state. And in the process,
I didn't know this until you spoke about it this morning.
Good. So in my view, that would have been more representative. And again, it's because a name like that doesn't only serve the interest of one ethnic group. I mean, it will cut into the Upper East, where Moshis are. It will cut into the Northeast, where the Amapusis. Then it will cut into Dagbong itself, where you have Dagombes and Nanumbes. So, in my view, a name like that is more representative. And then, if you use Naigbewa too, Naigbewa, like I said, currently is the biggest or the senior most, king in the current northern region. I mean, in the past, you would have had controversies because you would have had maybe the Nairi, who is a brother of Naigbewa, and you would have had the Yegbongura, who is also a brother of Naigbewa. So it would have been difficult to decide whether to name it Yegbong Airport or to name it Nairi Airport or Naigbewa Airport. But presently, the current northern region, the senior most king in the current northern region is Naigbewa. There's no contest about that. So if you give that title, to the airport, it represents no faction but just the Moli Dagbong, tradition. And the Moli Dagbong, like I said, also encompasses. It unites more tribes than just Dagombe. So the point that he makes about us not treating this as just a Dagbong project is the reason why the president should not have concentrated on naming this just after one prominent son of Dagbong.
I have a bigger question on this one.
Yes.
And it's about the naming of national
monuments,
monuments and stuff like that. I'm looking at a point in time where we'll go beyond, but we'll change it. We'll change this, we'll change that. How is it that when it comes to naming of these things, we cannot have a process that takes away a lot of partisanship
and discretion?
Yes, especially when they are national assets. So that you don't have a situation of a particular, because I believe that there are many personalities and many names that we can build consensus around. That everybody can accept.
Is it
rather than us being seen as doing things because we have power? And then the next time another regime comes, the first thing they do is to try and change things because they do not believe that what was done was right.
Randy, it's just like this whole idea of Founders Day with an apostrophe, and it wasn't one founder. It's that thinking that we must, willy-nilly put our forebears into the scheme of things, that sometimes lead people into taking some of these myopic decisions. Because you see, Tolina Yakub Tali was in a group of northern elites at the time. So this, reservation that some of us are expressing is not just Dagbon politics or NDC politics. After all, after a while, Tolina Yakub Tali crossed over to the CPP, like you indicated, and worked with many other governments. But he was also at the time operating with his colleagues, J. Brima and co. I mean, you had Mumuni Bawumiez, you have even Nairi Sherga Abdullah himself at the time. They were all contributing immensely to politics, the growth of politics in the North, and then also education in the North at the time. So what makes him, in this case, higher than his colleagues like J. Brima and others? You don't need to stoke that kind of controversy when you have an alternative that will be all-encompassing and, easily embraced by people. So I am saying that clearly the president got this wrong. He must get back to the drawing board. Otherwise, I'm serving notice. And you see, when my brother says that, I'm serving notice, Randy. If there is a change, even if there's no change, I will lead a campaign against this name. And to get a name that will properly, be fitting of the northern region and Ghana for that matter. But this promotion of sectionalism and factionalism has cost the North, especially, for far too long. We do not need to promote that.
Since we've been informed that there is the process of engagement, the presidency has indicated.
If those engagements don't lead any change,
let's give it a benefit of the doubt.
Yes, but you see, Randy, let me just make a correction. You see, my brother takes my reference to the Tolina as an activist, wrongly, and attempts to do propaganda with it. I mean, what's the definition of activist, Randy? Anyone can check. A person who campaigns to bring about political or social change, quote and unquote. A person who campaigns to bring about political or social change. And the Tolina is an activist through and through. Everybody in Dagbon knows this. He's not the kind of laid-back chiefs who don't get involved in bringing about social change or political change. You can go to Facebook now, you can Google, you will find him in action, doing activism. That's his nature. And that is why it is that word that came to mind when I was speaking of him.
Right.
So it is not derogatory, it's not to downgrade his role as a chief. He actually loves that celebration of his activism. So please don't attempt to do propaganda with it.
Randy.
Even in his attempt to do propaganda, you have to save him when he referred to the man he thinks deserved to be named after the airport as a character. He said, Yakub Tali, the character. He said character. Randy had to tell you that you mean the person, and then you now took it. Are you by that also trying
a slip means that
character and person?
No, but that was a slip.
Okay.
So
let's hear
character.
Now let me start from here. Okay. I mean, I am sure.
Let's hold on. Let's take a break and then we'll come back and finalize on this. We'll be back shortly.
I want both food.
No, we have food at home.
Let's all join the ride to make our nation great and strong.
Good afternoon, Mr. Ampedu.
Good afternoon, Mr. Asare. How is business doing? My business is collapsing.
Why is your business collapsing?
I sold my products and services to my clients on credit, and my debtors are not paying their debts.
Have you heard of Rosic Consult Limited, a debt recovery company operating in all the 16 regions of Ghana? Not at all. Mr. Ampadu, all you need to do is to contact them on their customer service line. I recommend Rosic Consult Limited, a debt recovery company to financial institutions, businessmen and businesswomen, other companies, and also individuals. Rosic Consult has 98.4% debt recovery rate. We have professional debt recovery managers. You are assured of swift debt recovery. No recovery, no commission. For Rosic Consult Limited, no more write-offs. And we pre-finance the recovery ourselves.
We are back, bringing you the latest lineup from Betway. Betway starts strong with their front two, with Free Play Friday and Swipe Bet. In the middle, you've got all the control with Cash Out and Build a Bet. Plus, with Win Boost, you can boost your sports bet. At the back, they have Smart Picks and the Partial Daily Jackpot. You always get way more with Betway.
Subscribers have been vetted and approved by the Gaming Commission of Ghana. Bet responsibly. No under 18. Terms and conditions apply. Betway. Get way more.
Over 18 years in business, Appointed Time Printing Limited has delivered quality service to some of Ghana's well-known brands. With our equipment capacity, we are able to deliver 1,500 pieces of polo and t-shirts in 1 hour. This is only possible with us. For retailers and wholesalers, we offer for sale high-quality polo shirts and t-shirts in different colors at affordable prices. We have a one-stop shop for all creative designs and billboards, 3D signages, flexi banners, car branding, stickers and posters. Locate us at the old GNTC building near Swansea Shopping Arcade, Accra. Contact us on 0501 454165, 0501 454167. Connect with us on Instagram, Twitter and Facebook at Appointed Time GH. Appointed Time Printing Limited. Our printing is a
Enjoy the fruits of your labor, they say. But as humans, aging and physical infirmity stands our way of enjoying our mansions and homes. It often becomes challenging, if not impossible, to use our stairways day in, day out. With portable American pneumatic vacuum elevators, PVs, you are assured of unlimited enjoyment of your mansions and homes. It's a self-supported elevator for vertical movement of humans and goods at homes and offices. The original comes in 3 custom-made models with wheelchair accessibility. Call it luxury, but it's a necessary imperative for vertical mobility. Do not let aging or infirmity limit you. Get one for your easy vertical mobility at home. It's affordable and can be installed in just 3 days without modification to your existing building. It's however easier to incorporate it at the construction stage. We also have traditional Fuji elevators and escalators for your high-rise buildings and malls. Visit Lifts and Elevators Company Limited at Sakumono for your elevators nationwide. For free consultation to call or WhatsApp us on 0200-535-515. Lifts and Elevators. The elevator.
Okay. Right, welcome back to the show. If you just joined us, this is Good Morning Ghana live on Metro TV. Still with me on the show, I have the Honorable Amedu Chinia Isahaku and the Honorable Alhaji Alhassan Suhini. Now, what does wealth mean to you? Do you want to live like a tycoon? Remember, us got the Mola, got the power. Ghana's newest lottery game draws live on Adum TV at 9 a.m., 12 noon, and 6 p.m. daily. Now, pick up your phones, tablets, and computers and download the Game Park Games app on Play Store. You can also play on your website. On their website at www.gameparkgames.com or by dialing *946# on all networks. Just choose 4 numbers from 0 to 9. It's easy to play and easy to win. Charlie could play this game and make some mola. Nobody beats our odds in Ghana. Game Park Games, more mola, more power. This game is regulated by the National Lottery Authority and is not for persons under the age of 18. Play responsibly. Ayesoko, that Kosovo dam be big, but Betway's cash out be bigger. Betway is giving you more control over every thrilling bet you place. Enjoy the biggest and most reliable cash out in Ghana on Betway without any hassle. Sign up today at betway.com.gh. Terms and conditions apply. This is not for persons under the age of 18 and is regulated by the Gaming Commission of Ghana. Betway, get way more. And Blue Jeans energy drink has been on the Ghanaian market for over 20 years. We already know what it does for the body. It contains vitamins and nutrients like vitamin B2, B3, B6, B12, as well as taurine and guarana, which are known to boost your strength and energy, as well as promote high performance and endurance. Blue Jeans energy drink has been tested and tried. It is indeed the best. Blue Jeans energy drink is for bold and active men and women. So go on, grab a cold can and power your day. It's in shops nationwide. For bulk purchases, contact Budget Cash and Carry Limited on 0208-128-190 or 055-001-0000. Now, let's talk about the NIBS Future Ready Leadership Summit. Now, the future is here, but the big question is, where is the leadership? The maiden edition of the Future Ready Leadership Summit, dubbed Reimagining Leadership in a World of Unrelenting Change, with very inspiring speakers such as Sam Jonah, Dr. George Ajakum Donko, and Professor Kweku Etuahine-Jima, and many distinguished speakers are billed to speak on that day, and the summit will come off on the 13th of March, 2024 at the Mövenpick Ambassador Hotel at 8 a.m. For tickets to these events, kindly contact 0267 349 147 or 0244 202 949. This is the NIBS Future Ready Leadership Summit. The future is here, but where is the leadership? Well, these are some of the questions that will be answered at the summit next week, the 13th of March, 8 a.m. at the Mövenpick Ambassador Hotel. Now, Honorable Chinya,
yes.
So finish up on that for us.
Okay. Randy,
yes.
My friend tried rationalizing the comment that he made, which I said was distasteful, describing the Tolona as a political activist. He's now using reading from a dictionary and telling us the meaning of an activist. I still insist that it is a distasteful statement to make, because the Constitution of Ghana bars chiefs from doing active politics. But of course, it does not bar people from expressing their opinions on national discussions. And so if Tolona expresses his personal views on national matters that does not favor the NDC, then you don't conclude by saying he's an MPP activist. There are many other chiefs who, in the process of discussing national issues, that make comments that appears as though they don't like MPP. I cannot, on the basis of that, say that that chief is an NDC activist. I can only say the person is expressing his views on national discourse. Otherwise, we can tag every chief in Ghana and the parties they belong to based on their commentary. Is that what the NDC wants us to do? That because, Randy, you sit on this program and you express your opinion on a raging national matter, which probably doesn't favor the MPP. MPP says, oh, Randy is NDC. Then the chief makes his comments, that doesn't favor NDC. NDC says, oh, he's MPP. I mean, what kind of thinking is that? So here it is unfair, it is unacceptable for you to describe the Tolona as an MPP activist. And I expect you to withdraw and apologize. I expect you to withdraw and apologize. Otherwise, every chief in Ghana can be tagged.
Propaganda go job.
Can be tagged as either MPP or NDC on the basis of their comments on national discussions. And we cannot do that. We cannot reduce our... Are we now saying that we have to gag our chiefs? They must have no comments to make on matters of national interest? And when they make their comments, and that comment seems to be favoring MPP's position, they are MPP. When their comments favors NDC's position, then they are NDC. Is that what we are saying? So look, what is it, Suhini? You are my good brother. You are a very humble character, and I expect you to do the needful by apologizing to this high-profile person, a nationalist, a very successful chief, a very successful retired soldier. You can't describe him in that context. Now to the issue of Suhini talks about myopic. I mean the naming of people after national monuments as myopic. I mean, Suhini, don't be doing that. I mean, you can disagree. There's no problem about that. When former President Kufuor named the Accra Sports Stadium after Ohenejang, the same politics. And to the extent that people said he wasn't a guy and the stadium is located in Accra, so he should. And then he named Kumasi Sports Stadium after Baba Yara, who is a Northerner. I mean, it's just about honoring people who have done well for the country. And so the bottom line should be about honoring people who have done so well for the country. And the question you should ask yourself, Talana Yakubu Tale, has he done enough in our national discourse, in promoting development, in promoting education? And if you have a personality who has served as the president of the Northern Territories Council and was re-elected 6 different times in the 50s, the champion of education, the man who served all governments across, the UP tradition, the CPP, the PNDC, he has served in all these, a champion government, all of them. At no point did he say that I am a UP person, and so I wouldn't serve in CPP, I wouldn't serve in PNDC, I wouldn't serve in Akufu's government. He served all those governments. And he has achieved so much. I mean, the matter of consultation is fair. If anybody says that there was no enough consultation and therefore we should get back to the drawing board, that one I accepted.
We should get back to the drawing board.
But to say that the man doesn't deserve it, and for that matter, you trying to even create the impression that no personality in Ghana nothing should be named after a personality because that would mean sectionalism. I mean, it's unfair. You go to America, Washington, what is the name of a person? Across the globe.
Reading the Yana's letter, he also makes the point that Mohammed Yakubu Tale is not deserving of that. He makes the point in his letter.
That he's not deserving.
He's not deserving of getting the airport named after him. He believes that the airport should rather be named after Bewa and not Yakubu Tale.
Well, Randy, I mean, that is his opinion, which I respect. I respect 100% the Yana's position. But I'm also insistent that, in my view, Yakubu Tale is a personality who has done so well for Ghana, and if the Tamale Airport is being named after him, it is a fair deal. Okay. Nothing wrong with that.
No, Randy, it's like what they usually
you can't be taking us round.
No, they said, oh, we saw it, we like it, and we have named it after him. You can go bend the sea. In fact, that's how some of them respond. That's how some of them respond. But you see, Randy, just a quick one. I am exceptionally worried about the seed of confusion that this decision is already beginning to sow between the Yana and the Tolan Lala.
Why?
You just referred to the Yana's letter. You spoke to his PRO. Meanwhile, only this week, the Tolan Lala was in Accra to thank the president and congratulate him. Are you getting the confusion? Meanwhile, the Tolana is supposed to be a sub-chief of the Yana. Okay. I get into conflict. I am exceptionally worried about this, subtle seed of disagreement.
President will engage Yana.
That
Don't
can,
worry.
That can create. You see, sometimes when you dismiss it, you sweep it under the carpet, and then
let's wait.
Yes, I hope that we do.
It will be resolved.
I think that the undermine.
Stop stoking fire.
Of Yana.
Stop stoking fire. Stop stoking fire.
All right. Okay.
These are some of the things that
I want. Yesterday was.
Nobody is undermining Yana. It is President Akufo-Addo who led the process in the installation of Yana, and he cannot be the one undermining him.
What is the purpose of living and undermining him?
How is he undermining
him? Who is in Nantong as chief? Even though the Yana has
don't bring the Gomba politics.
So don't if you don't understand, it's not that
don't stoke fire. Don't stoke fire.
Members of Parliament. Yesterday was
don't stoke fire.
Yesterday was the 6th of March.
Like
Gentlemen, yesterday was the 6th of March, and across the country, the national parade was held at Koforidua. And across the country, we had parades in all districts and municipalities. I think the Greater Accra one was at Accra High School.
Yeah.
Now, there's this video that's made the rounds yesterday. And it happened in the Volta region, so Keta to be precise, at the 6th March parade. 6th March, Independence Day parade. I want you guys to watch this. So that was the Independence Day parade at Keta.
Just despicable, just tragic. Andy, I mean, is that not the sectionalism that we're just talking about? How do you govern a nation with this kind of mindset? It's just unbelievable. And I said it somewhere, maybe it's worth repeating here, that, it's a tragedy that President Akufo-Addo became president.
But President Akufo-Addo didn't do this.
But you see, it is.
He didn't do this.
They say when fish is getting spoiled, it starts from the head. So they are looking at the leaders' promotion.
Why did they do this in Koforidua?
They are looking at the leaders' promotion of that kind of
treat issues in context.
So governance.
When you
govern, I mean, how? What is this? It's just shameful. It's just shameful.
Oh my God! I would say that.
Randy,
yes,
it's shameful.
I think that the conduct, especially raising the MPP flag at this particular forum by, is it the MC or DC, yes, is inappropriate. It's not right because.
And Baumian supporters are also part of a match pass.
As for that one, I don't have a big deal with it. I mean, independence, the various groups can organize and go and match and take part.
Really?
Yes. Tailors Association can go, pure water sellers can go, school children can go. So if they go as a group, as an identified group, I don't have problem. But for the chief executive to raise the MPP flag, to take salute, is
shouldn't we be distinguishing political groups from other identifiable groups, especially on an Independence Day parade.
In fact, Randy.
So can you imagine a situation where, a group of NDC people also with NDC T-shirts or some other political
and that is why I'm coming to
Independence Day parade.
Yeah, I've had the experience. Oh no, I've had the experience of observing at the Independence Parade some at the MPP group coming to take part in the march past, and NDC people also taking part. That one is I mean, you consider it as an identifiable group, and if you have even all the political parties taking part, it makes it nice. But where you have one party taking part and another party is not taking part, it's a bit problematic. It will appear like that party is hijacking the celebration. So in this case, if we are
president is hoisting.
As for that one, it should be condemned. I mean, this is a special day for the whole country, and it is a day that we must use to unite the country. And for the president representative to be holding the party flag, not the Ghana flag, for me, it's unacceptable, and we must condemn it. And if they were to allow some party people to take part as a group, then they should have informed the other political parties to probably participate. In that case, if you inform them and they decide not to take part and another party comes, that one you cannot. But if it was organized in such a way that probably MPP was informed to take part, NDC wasn't informed, then it means you are turning it into a partisan activity, and that is not good for our country. And so to the extent that the DC was hoisting the party flag and not the national flag, I condemn it to the highest level. Also, the participation of MPP party, if it is to the extent that...
This is not even MPP party. Let me say that. This is like Bawumia supporters.
Well, maybe a group supporting Bawumia.
Yes.
If it's to the extent that invitation was not extended to other political parties, but just MPP, then it doesn't add up. Because whatever we do on this special day must be geared towards uniting the country, must be geared towards making sure that Ghana is together. It's a special day for the whole of Ghana. There are forebears put their life on the line, they sacrificed their blood, they suffered, and they got us independence. And we must always use this special day to unite the country and to ensure that we are together, even in our political discourse. And so for any particular party to try to make it partisan activity at the exclusion of other political parties is unacceptable. Like I said, I have observed in WA before, when I was Deputy Regional Minister, one of these celebrations where they extended invitation to all the political parties, the Regional Minister extended invitation to all the parties, and in fact, NDC group took part, MPP group
so I'm
took part.
told that
So
the
it was
person
lovely.
holding the flag is actually the MPP's parliamentary candidate.
And that is not acceptable in his capacity as what? I mean, on that particular occasion, on that particular occasion, he has no capacity to be standing where he's standing and holding the MPP flag. It's unacceptable.
I think it's the MC is the one by him. You know, initially it was just him, and then the MC is come there. So the MC is the one who the policeman is behind.
Yeah.
So you see, when you look at this initial picture,
yeah.
So the person in blue, so that's the MC standing there.
Yeah.
So the person in blue, I'm told, is the parliamentary candidate. So he's the one holding the flag, and the MC is next to him with a policeman behind him.
It's very unfortunate. And even this is a seat MPP cannot win. And they are then creating confusion. They are misconducting themselves. Even the constituency we can't win. If it was even a constituency that we had the leverage, we could win, and they are misbehaving like this, it would be better. This is a place, Keta. We can't win it. And our people are misconducting and bringing the party and the presidency into disrepute. It's unacceptable, and I condemn them in all uncertain terms. I mean, it's a national exercise that we should not compromise and make it a partisan exercise.
Right. I never thought I would, in total, agree with my brother before the end of this show. But amazingly, I, without more, like the lawyers will say, agree absolutely with his.
You have nothing useful to add.
I have nothing more useful to add, except maybe a slight one. You see, yes. I think that we should not even encourage the participation of political parties in an event of this nature. That's my view. I mean, he thinks that if political parties are going to participate, all political parties should be invited. That's the part that I disagree with. I don't think that a national event of the nature as we have always had it over the years should be reduced to those partisan, points and slants that we give almost everything in this country. I think it must be preserved as a national celebration, reserved for recognized state institutions and agencies and associations and organizations. It should not be encouraged that political parties can bring their supporters, because, I mean, once you open that door, many senseless other groupings will get involved. I mean, for all you know, a time will come where you are doing primaries, and then political party candidates will bring their supporters to also want to take part in a march past of this nature. So we must just shut the door to political parties' participation in this. I agree with all that he said, but I don't think that we should encourage
Ken Wokwe from Kita says that
parties.
I was seated right behind the MC himself. I did both the opening and closing prayers. I says that I protested. The MC at the event turned the event largely into an MPP event, even introducing the MPP parliamentary candidate and asking people to vote for him. Okay. Well, if you understand Ever, you would hear you understand the commentary when the group were coming about 24-hour and all those
things. I just got this video.
Yes.
Jessica, there was a group also marching in NDC colors and doing SSM.
Okay, at the
Jessica, yes, at the function.
Okay.
And at a different faction.
At Jessica,
the independence
celebration.
They allow them to march.
Yes. And they march as NDC.
And their parliamentary candidate was holding the flag.
No, not to that. But they are wearing NDC colors and they are doing change sign.
Okay.
So it means that it's something that cut across.
That's
and we must condemn
Let's
all of them.
Encourage
we must not.
Let's not encourage.
We must not.
But the organizers of this event.
I know. I'm saying that. You see, once you allow them, you think that next year in Keta.
No, I have condemned it. I say it's not acceptable.
Why should this thing? Why should organizers of the event
allow it?
It should not be.
Yes.
Why
should they allow it?
And the state is the organizer in this case.
Yes.
The state is the organizer.
The DCs.
Yes, you've been a regional minister. You know that the deputy. You know
the DCs shouldn't have allowed that.
So they permit groups to take part or not to take part. And I think that we should not encourage the participation of political parties at all. Because like I said, it will degenerate. You never know when
Safe March will fall. Your producers should have gotten this one to
you never know when Safe March will fall around the time parties are even doing primaries.
Yeah.
The unthinkable will happen.
Yeah.
Parliamentary candidate aspirants will all bring their...
Are you still on the appointments committee?
No, I'm no longer.
You are no longer. Okay,
yes,
all right.
Yes.
Okay, so we'll leave it here.
The new standing orders just makes it like a leadership matter, and I don't agree.
So the appointments committee is now only leaders. How many people?
What of leaders? It's now,
how many?
It's now permanent members 6. Are they up to 9? There are 6 permanent members.
No, leadership 3 trays. That is 6.
Yes.
And then the majority will have
add
2.
1.
And then minority will add 1.
Is it 2 or 1? It's 1.
Majority 2, minority 1.
So it makes it 9 in total.
9 in total.
Okay. So previously it used to be 20.
It used to be 18 also. Yes.
Okay. And so what also happens is that if a minister is coming for vetting, the committee that is responsible for the ministry will be co-opted.
But that makes sense.
But that one too is leadership that is co-opted.
So like the chairman and ranking.
So when my minister for water and sanitation was vetted, the committee on water and sanitation, the chairman and the vice, and then the ranking and the deputy ranking.
It's a club of leadership.
Okay.
So it's more or less
That's
like
good.
leadership.
Okay, all right. Okay.
Is it good?
The issue of getting
it's about our standing orders.
For me, the issue of getting the committee involved in the.
Yeah, it's a good.
Vetting is good.
It's a good
I mean,
they have oversight.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Yeah, it's a good concept.
Right.
That is a good concept.
Okay.
But the restriction to just leadership doesn't.
I also had a problem with the numbers. I thought the 18 was just too.
If you're right, going forward,
it will still be too large.
I think that
because if you have 9 and you are going to, if you are going to
the 11, it moves to 11.
No, it moves beyond that.
You add 4 from the committee,
so you have 9.
13.
Bring 4.
I even think that going forward we need to amend our constitution. If you are a member of parliament, there's no need you go for parliamentary vetting.
Why?
Members of parliament are. I mean, ministers, the qualification to be a member of parliament is the same as a minister of state.
No, but
yes,
you have,
other jurisdictions.
That is a constitutional qualification. But you also have other.
But we are talking about the constitution.
It's about the constitution. But you also
in other
even in the constitution,
a member of parliament, when nominated, you just go in for
even in the constitution, there's moral turpitude. There's all kinds of other requirements that you have to.
So assuming
the fact that we have never done it does not mean we will never come across.
I mean, a member of parliament is not fit to be a minister. Then you are not fit to be a member of parliament.
Well, yes.
Once you are elected member of parliament, as long as you are fit to be a member of parliament, you are qualified.
So you are suggesting that it's only non-MPs.
Yes, that should go
be vetted.
No,
yes. that's not.
That is my view.
But that is not a correct.
But in that case, why don't you also say that once a non-MP qualifies to be MP, he should not be vetted?
So the vetting committee will determine whether you are qualified.
No, you don't understand what I'm saying.
I understand.
What qualifies you to be an MP? You are above 21. You are 21 or above.
Yes.
Not so.
Yes.
You are Ghanaian.
Yes.
You reside at a place or you hail from a place in Ghana.
Yes.
Beyond that,
but your documentation is vetted by the electoral
commission.
Which
documentation?
And you have to present
what?
To all these things you have mentioned must be authenticated.
No, which document does an MP present apart from your? What do you present?
You fill a form and you indicate your date of birth, which can be used to clarify, to certify whether you are 21 plus or not.
Yes, so a minister should just.
You have to indicate whether you have citizenship of.
No, I'm just saying that. So that whichever form, from what you're saying, vetted. Then whichever form an MP presents, a non-MP minister must also fill the same form and present it.
No, you come to Parliament and Parliament would.
Why do you?
Because in the case of the MP, you are vetted by Electoral Commission.
Do you go there personally?
You don't go there, but they look at your documentation.
So you send it to a body to look at the documentation. If that's the case, anyway.
I think that what's the name?
But why have you taken my constitution?
Asinov MP.
Yes.
He got vetted. He got qualified and is in Parliament. Have you left him alone?
All right. Okay. So, gentlemen, we'll leave it here, and thanks for joining me on the show. Up next, GMG Trends. Right, welcome back to the show. If you just joined us, this is Good Morning Ghana live on Metro TV. Time to check out what is trending on social media with Bright. Good morning, Bright.
Good morning, sir.
How are you?
I'm doing great. Nice to be back here.
Yeah.
Yes. I'll be coming when the small goes on leave.
What's trending?
Anyways, the president has been trending since morning. I mean, the early hours of this morning, and it's quite interesting and funny at the same time. So yesterday, during his speech at the parade at Koforidua,
yes,
then he made a statement about Tete Kwashi and how he will go to Ghana and all that, attributing him and his whereabouts, where he comes from, as Ekwepu Mampo. And that's caused fire. Yes, they have it. He says Tete Kwashi from Mampo Ekwepu. And this morning, he's going to some short form. A number of people on Twitter and all that. It's just a bit confusing. So this from Dr. Clementa Park, and he says, so Kufuor has now graduated from changing the names of public institutions to changing the origins of important historical figures. Abba. And the goddamn big council of chiefs are not happy at all.
Do you know that the president, at a point in time, was a secondary school history teacher? Do you know that?
No, I don't.
You don't?
I don't.
Okay. So in the 60s,
okay,
the president taught history at a secondary school in Ghana.
Okay.
At the end of the program, I will give you the full rundown. I'm saying the president taught history at a secondary school, not just in Ghana, here in Accra, in the 60s. I'll give you the full details. Yeah.
So is it, let me throw his question in. So is it to say that he's teaching us what we don't know?
When I give you the details at the end, you understand.
I understand.
Yes.
And the chiefs are not happy. They are not happy at all. They've actually requested mentally him to retract. Let him know that the man is from Bosu. The goddamn chiefs are not happy at all. I mean, there's a question. Even the name. There's a question.
Even Google and Wikipedia will tell you where the person is from.
Okay, so yesterday as well, I don't know if you know Safu Newman.
I've heard the song.
Yes, so he released a new song yesterday.
It's called what?
Safu Newman.
Okay.
He released a new song yesterday and it went perfectly with the Independence Day. The fact that we keep marching every single marching, yet we are still struggling to find our way to freedom.
Yeah, we're still marching to freedom.
We've been marching since, ever since March we march. We are still marching every single year.
We've taken 67 steps backwards.
So let's take a look and listen to what the song. And so there you have it. He says we're marching. We are still, every day we are marching. We are marching every single 6 months. We are marching, but to where? Where are marching? I saw the video you played before the break where they were dancing after they marched. Did you ever march in school? Ever?
Yeah, I'm in preparatory school, but not part of the independence. You know, it was more of a public school thing.
Yeah.
So, but you know, every morning you have the assembly.
Yeah.
And then you all march the classroom.
Not that one, no.
Where you sing, we are marching to, that kind of thing. But not the Independence Day one. No.
I did that a couple of times. You know, I was part of the brigade in church, Presby. So I was the one who was leading there.
Wearing the white with the blue thing. So you learned how to do the sticks.
Yeah. No, my big brother was the one who was controlling the stick. I was the drummer. I was the lead snare drummer.
Okay.
So I was very good. I was leading the march past.
You didn't make a profession out of it.
I know.
Okay.
Here we are. Anyways, let's talk about this quickly.
I used to play the drums in church when I was young.
Oh, but you can still play?
I haven't played in about 30-something years.
Maybe when we finally get you on exclusive, we take you to a church or a studio where there's live band. Put you on the spot to try and play for us to see when we get you on exclusive.
That time we had 3. You had the big one, and then the middle one, and then the conga. So I used to play the middle one and sometimes the conga. I was very young then.
I'd love to see what
Evangelical. Evangelical Church, Medina. Okay. So I used to play.
Okay. All right. I think you have something in common.
Which one?
I used to play drum. You used to play.
Okay.
I mean, that doesn't count.
Oh, it's fine.
So, tomorrow, the All African Games is happening. The opening ceremony is happening.
Okay.
And this morning, I heard a couple of people talk on radio why the committee are now announcing Ghanaians will be performing as artists at the opening tomorrow. And I was a bit shocked because I've seen flights of Chatawali and King Promise as 2 Ghanaians will be performing tomorrow morning, tomorrow during the opening ceremony here in Accra. King Promise there.
So, I suggesting that as part of the as part of the build-up, not to disclose.
I don't know why, but these are flights that are actually going around on social media, on Twitter. It's not very trended.
Okay.
But then
you don't know if it's official.
It's not official?
You don't know if it is official.
Yes. But then, because already this morning, I've been listening to sports shows this morning a lot, and none of them, they are wondering where or which Ghanaian artist will be performing. And I just went on Twitter and I saw this.
It would be a smart idea, for example, if you want to do Shatta, to open with Shatta and the rest, and then maybe to close with Stonebwoy and others.
Yeah. Oh, Shatta and the rest and Stonebwoy and others.
Yes.
That's part is.
No, so normally you would have more than one musician.
Yeah.
So probably 3, 4, 5.
Okay.
But I'm saying that if they want to go for contemporary, there are people who would also say that the Kojo Entries, the Amachi Dedes, and others are around. And so I'm not part of the organizers, so I don't know what their thing is. If they want to go for more contemporary, Cote d'Ivoire had a mix of contemporary, and then I think in the closing ceremony they even had Alpha Blondie. Yes, so I don't know what the organizers of this thing, this competition are going for. But if it's contemporary, then of course, once we've seen Shatta Wale, I'm saying that maybe the strategy will be to have Shatta Wale and other musicians do the opening, and maybe Stonebwoy and other musicians do the closing.
Right.
But like I said, I don't know what their plan is. Maybe they have other ideas. I never know.
But I'd love to, like you mentioned, it would be nice to see Shatta Wale and Stonebwoy get on there. That would be amazing.
I wouldn't want to see only contemporary. I think that we need to have a blend, a mix.
And which of the names would you want to see there?
Oh, I obviously want to see Amachi there. I don't mind seeing Daddy Lumba there. I don't mind seeing Kojo Entry there. Yes.
Maybe Riella.
I would not mind. That's contemporary.
Okay.
I wouldn't mind seeing Ulome there. I wouldn't mind. Yeah.
Okay.
But it's up to the organizers. I'm sure at this point the decision has been taken
already made. Yes. But this one, have you eaten?
Yes, I've had some cocoa.
Cocoa?
Yes.
Okay. On Twitter, they're asking between fufu, wachi, gobe, and jollof. Which one are you going to take off the table in the morning? If you are presented with all these four,
fufu out.
Oh, fufu.
Morning for breakfast. Fufu out.
Fufu. So now there's a vision.
That's if breakfast is the meal you have before 10 a.m.
Yes.
Yeah, fufu out.
Oh no, it's on here. No. I'd rather take beans or go out.
You eat fufu early morning?
No.
Anyway, I have a friend who by 4:30 a.m. his mankani fufu and green soup must be ready.
Very hard.
No wonder, yes. When you see his tummy, it's like a concrete mixer. Yeah. How can you be eating mankani fufu and green soup? So the day I met his wife, the first time I met her, I congratulated her. She didn't understand. I said, so you, for almost 30 years, you've been waking up at 4:30 to prepare mankani fufu and this day for this man. He owes you a mansion.
Maybe I should tell my wife to try and see. Wake up around 3 a.m. and make me.
For you, contemporary modern day wife, she will slap you left and center.
Oh my goodness. Well, I think to be nice, early morning around 5 a.m. or 4 a.m. we eat fufu. You know, maybe on a holiday you are home, you eat fufu in the morning, very early in the morning, and the rest of the day you relax.
Life is good.
I'm still waiting to get you an exclusive. I want to take it to the church. Show us your drumming skills.
Now I don't even know when I'll be able to play. It will take me maybe a few sessions.
We like that one. We want to put you on the spot. Let's see what you got.
These days the churches they now use the full set.
Yeah, about 5 or 6 of them.
Yeah, that one I haven't tried my hands on. I don't know.
Anyways, that's it for this morning here on Trends.
Okay, so I told you about the president.
Yes.
Okay. So the president, when he returned from school in England, he taught at Accra Academy. And he taught what was then called European history.
Okay.
European history.
Not Ghanaian history?
No, European history. It was a subject then.
Okay.
In the 60s. So when he returned from England, he taught European history in the 60s at Accra Academy, European history. So perhaps if he gets the Tekwashi wrong, pardon him.
I think I now understand perfectly. He came back from England.
Yes.
And was teaching European...
He taught European history at Accra Academy in the 60s.
Academy. 60s. And so if you should say Tekwashi from Mampong, you have Mampong. Okay.
That's not part of European history. So pardon him.
Okay.
Okay. All right. So that'll be it. Thanks, Bright, for joining me. I'll see you tomorrow.
Welcome, sir. Yes.
Okay. Up next, Metro Sports.
Good Morning Ghana is brought to you by
MTN.
The Bible is not a textbook like chemistry textbook. It's a spirit. There are no controversies. Righteousness is defined by God. What he says you are is what you are. There's no teaching in the scriptures that will be left untaught.
Join the Good Life Devotion with Dr. David Binder on this channel to receive biblically authoritative teachings which will usher you into exhibiting the divine life here on earth. The Good Life Devotion shows every Monday to Friday from 11 to 11:30 p.m. Don't miss the special weekend edition on Saturdays and Sundays at 10 p.m. Life is good. Enjoy.